So Blake Ramsey next out on the circuit, coming out for his second run. Our speed categories will be the next boats out on the circuit. And I must apologise, I said it was 11:15. That is back in Perth time. So I've just updated my laptop, so it is now coming up to 12:55 on your Friday afternoon here at the Adelaide Speedboat Club with Blake Ramsey. Nice wide entry into turn number 1. Now he starts to accelerate and find out what Destiny can do. Possibly made some engine mapping changes during the break. Boat looking very, very strong this time as it goes down into turn number 2. First time under speed this time now. This is where it had bad attitude last time. That's a lot better this time. Gets the power to the ground. Big horsepower, running methanol. North of 1,500 horsepower. And running a wide into turn number 1 again this time. So trying something a little bit different out there, trying to settle the boat by keeping the momentum up. And this time you'll notice that it came out of the corner like a bullet. So that's definitely the way that Blake will probably drive this boat this afternoon. Well and truly away from the pins. And it only seemed to be taking one jump out of the water this time. It now starts to chime, rock and roll from left to right, down into turn number 1. He's tried a tighter line this time. He's washed a bit more speed off. It's going to bring the RPM down, but it's still looking very respectable on the way out this time. Goes across his own wash down on the back straight there. Trying to keep a little bit of throttle into it as he turns the right-hander at the end of the main straight. Now hard on the gas again. Another good exit out of turn number 2 and across the finish line goes Blake Ramsey in Destiny. Backed it down on the way up the back straight for the third time. So there'll be some good data to be held this time inside the computer of Destiny and Blake Ramsey. Blake bringing the boat back in towards the boat ramp this time, all the way up from Geelong in Victoria, in the 18.4 foot Child's Play hull. He's been racing for 10 years, 3 in unlimited racing, and he's been the winner of the Les Spears Trophy back in 2022. The first of our smaller boats having a look at the circuit for the first time. Big field of Formula Futures here this weekend with Larkin Stunnell, Noah Cosson, Riley Bride, Candice Rainbow, Riley Bride, JD Land, Darcy Philp, and Lachlan Dart, and of course Alan Nidri and Caden Thomas out there as well. So a big field of juniors. Of course, these are the future of our sport. There's one of them out on the circuit at the moment. A great way to get your kids involved in speedboat racing. You make contact with your local speedboat club. A lot of the clubs around Australia actually have boats available. You can put your son or daughter inside and go for a run and see if they think they have a future within the Formula Future ranks. Pretty much a stock standard, although you are allowed to change the propeller type. But the engine is very much stock standard. All of the boats are very, very similar, and it puts the emphasis on driver control and racecraft. It's a great way to introduce the kids into speedboat racing. And who knows, maybe 10 or 15 years' time we see one of these young guys or young girls driving in the forced induction boats. So our time categories are heading out at the moment. That looks like Buddha coming out at the moment. It is Tony Willis in Buddha. Just try and pick up on who this other boat is. So in our 105 mile an hour cell and non-cells, we've got Stephen Rumble, Glenn Roberts, Darren Ridley, Tony Willis, as I said, out there in Buddha at the moment. So a good field of 105 mile an hour category. Then we also have 95 mile an hour boats for cells and non-cells with Zach Satterley, Dean Borg and Mick McCardle out there in Hombre. And with our 85 mile an hour category, we have two drivers here this weekend, Andrew Reid and Andrew Donoghue in the little 1.6 litre Toyota powered hydroplane called Predator. Unfortunately for Tony Willis out there, having a few problems getting away from the boat ramp in Buddha. Beautiful bright orange boat. And that was the Pro Performance boat heading down into turn number 1, driven by Dean Borg. So this category is not gunnel to gunnel racing. It's all about time. You're allowed to run up to either 85, 95 or 105 miles an hour, but if you go over that speed limit, you are disqualified from the race. So although you may have won the race, we have to download the data back on the boat ramp when the drivers return and see if everybody is within the speed category. Another great way of getting involved in speedboat racing. It's all about tuning that boat. You can get 104 mile an hour or 94 or 84 miles per hour out of a boat. Very easy to get locked into a battle with another boat out there and blow that time. Looks like Dean's being waved by his pit crew to come back in. And unfortunately for Tony Willis, stuck, stranded out there on the main straight. So I think we'll take a quick break while we retrieve Buddha. And we'll be back with lots more coming your way this afternoon at the Adelaide Speedboat Club for the Adelaide Speedboat Spectacular.